like a lot of this, is have something in mind of how you're going to get this straight. And the easiest way to obtain it, like Scott said, you have to get 100 points. You get points 3 different ways. Does anybody want to share one of the ways?
Bank advance.
Yep. When you sign up for Vantage Pack, you get 2 points. And you're capped at 10 Vantage Packs, so you can get 20 points in the contest maximum from signing up Vantage Pack. How about a second way? Rank advance. Yep. If you rank advance from Pro 1, whatever your paid rank is, or whatever your permanent rank is right now, there was a little confusion about that one. This is what it is. Whatever your permanent rank is, so if you're a Pro 1 now, Pro 2 now, if you advance to the next, so if let's just say you're a brand new distributor right now, if you go Pro 1, 2, or 3 in the next, by the end of January, you get 10 points for going Pro 1, 10 points for going 2, 10 for 3. If you go 4, 5, and 6, you get 20 points for 4, 20 points for 5, 20 points for 6. And if you go 7, 8, 9, or 10, you get 50 points for each of these. So that's obviously the Pro 6 is in here, and then you get to 7, that's the big, you're halfway there just on that rank advancement. And then a third way, you get a half of the points that any personally sponsored distributors of yours get. So if I sign up with Beth Ann, and I help Beth Ann go Pro 1, 2, and 3 by the end of January, she gets 30 points, 10, 10, and 10, and I get 15 points for helping her do that. These are your personally sponsored distributors. So there's a lot of different ways to do this, but to me one of the most condensed ways for everybody in here to qualify to do this is, as Scott mentioned, the first thing you want to do, and this is you, is there anybody in here that has signed up as a distributor since last Friday morning? Did you sign up during the weekend or? Yesterday. So, awesome. So you need one more, and then you get the jersey. If you would have signed up during the weekend, you would get the jersey. That was the promo during the weekend. But anybody in this room that's a distributor, if you sign up 2 before the end of October, you get a jersey. So ideally, that's our first goal here, is to get 2, and then get at least 3 more before the end of December. Now, you have 90 days because you're brand new, anybody that would have come in here recently, but any of us in the room that have been in for at least a month or more, if we get 5 distributors before the end of December, we get the mini iPad. Okay, so those are 2 of the things you definitely want to try to do. You want to get 2 before the end of the month. You want to get at least 5 before the end of December. You want to help 2 of these, and obviously you want to help all of them, but the statistics show generally some people are more ready to run right away than others. But if you will help 2 people go Pro 4, and I'll map it out here in a second why and a couple other things, but if you help 2 people go Pro 4, Pro 4 is 10,000 in volume. So your overall volume of this being you is 20,000, and what's that make you? Right. So if you're brand new today, and you do this, you sign up your 5 in the next, before the end of January, you get to help 2 of them go Pro 4. How many points do you get by going Pro 5? Is that right? 7? 10 for going 1, 10 for going 2, 10 for going 3, 20 for 4, and 20 for 5. So that's 70 points. You help 2 of your personally sponsors go Pro 4. So how many points does one of them get by going Pro 4? 50. You got half of that. So you got 25 and 25. That's 50. Plus you got two for each of these that you signed up. So that's another 10. 130 points. You're going on the trip. You don't need 100, but I'm just showing you. So there's really and here's part of the advantage if you did something like this. So these are 2 of your best friends. All right, they join you. They want to do this with you. So this person, you help them go Pro 4. They got 50 points. You did the same thing with them. You want them to get their jerseys, so they sign up with you today. You help them get their jersey by signing up with distributors. You help them get their 4 other distributors before their 90 days are up, and in this case, obviously before the end of January, so that they get their mini iPad. And as Scott said, if you can do 3 of them in a month, you get the bonus. So that's extra money you don't want to miss out on. But you help them get their 5. How many points does that get them? That gets them 10. If they will help 2 or 4 of these, 4 of these go Pro 2, which is 2,500 in volume each. That gets them 10,000 in volume. So you sign up your best friend. You help them in the next, get their jersey, get their mini iPads, and get their 5 distributors. You work in depth with those, help 4 of them go Pro 2. That gets your friend to 10,000 in volume. By going Pro 4, they got 50 points. By signing up 5, they got 10 points. And by helping 4 of their friends go Pro 2, how many points did they get for that? 20 each. And they get half of those, right?
Well, they got 40.
So they get another 40 points.
That's what
You get to bring 2 of your friends and their significant others with you to Mexico. There are people that go Pro 2 in their first month all the time. It's not uncommon. A lot of people come Pro 3, Pro 4, Pro 5 in their first month. It's very doable. You sit down with your 5 friends and say, look, I want to get to Mexico. And all we have to do is help you find 5 of your friends. So we can get you a jersey, we can get you the bonus. Not to mention, when they do this, they sign up those 5, they get 210, 210, 210, 260, 260. So how much did they make? 1,011, I should have written down. I think it's 1,160 or something like that. They made back 1,160. If they did 3 of them in a 1-month period of time, they get the bonus, they get a jersey, they get a mini iPad. Oh, and by the way, they get to go to Mexico with you.
Awesome. That's great.
What I'm saying is, one of the things they said on the leadership call Monday morning was, get started now. Give them time to go through this and absorb this. But that's very doable. Get those points if you do that. You help 2 of your friends go Pro 4 and come with you to Mexico, you got a lot of them. Any questions on that? I know we kind of covered it. It's a little tricky. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Well, I think especially if you spice it down with a new distributor, say, not only do I'm not going to Mexico without you. We're both going to Mexico. You got to help me get there, and I'm going to help you get there. And that's very powerful because now that gives them. I mean, they're getting a lot. They get a mini iPad, they get a jersey, they get $1,100, they get a trip to Mexico, all exclusive things. God will tell you, he's been on a few. And from all his indications, they really treat him well. And this, as you can see by the pictures, doesn't look like a bad place to be after the last 2 days we've had here. And so, no questions? Very doable. Just saying, you take it in bite-sized pieces, go out and get your 2 before the end of the month, so you at least get your jersey. Then you only need 3 more. Identify the 2 that want to go to Mexico with you and help them. And you go to Mexico. Mr. Krause.
You use that example for new people, but if you're already in and you have people that sponsored previously, and helping them bring your fans would be the same math, right?
Yep. Yeah. If you have 2 new distributors or 2 distributors on your team, so and you help them, it's people you personally sponsored, and you help them, you get the points from whatever their current rank on that is. I just think this is easy for anyone to do, whether you're Pro 5, even for Scott, he can do this. You want to get 5 because you want to get the jersey, you want to get the mini iPad anyway. And it sets a great example for your team, because if a couple of existing distributors on your team go and do that, if you're a Pro 2 or Pro 3 in there right now, and 2 people on your team went out and did this, you're probably a Pro 6 come the end of January. That's not a bad place to be in Mexico, thinking about how exciting the fact that you made Pro 6 of getting on this content. Also, helping a couple of your friends go to Mexico. So,
You're right on point. I wanted you to mention that this contest runs through the end of January, and so plenty of time to do it. But you got to start now. Don't wait till October, till end of November or after Thanksgiving and then decide that you want to go to Mexico. You make the decision now and use these pictures. Let's print a couple of these out. Put them out where you're going to see them every day and daily reminders of I want to go. And I tell you, because I did this once when we had the Hawaii trip, which was just incredible. But I think it's the next picture.
Picture of you in there. No? They would put a picture of you in there and be like,
almost just a beach scene.
oh, okay, that
I'm
one.
going to be right here if you need me on the trip.
Right. Right there.
That's where you'll find me. I'll be at that second umbrella right there. Looking out the wall. And I printed out a picture like that in Hawaii. Circled where I was going to be. And that's where I spent a lot of my time when I was in Hawaii. So visualize that and see it for yourself.
Yeah, that's
You got to picture yourself there before you can ever get there. And it starts today. The action, there's people on the West Coast you can call when you get home tonight. Okay, and the thing is, with all this going on, with the Real Salt Lake, with all the momentum, everything that's happening with this, your friends are going to find out about this anyway. Right? Your coworkers are going to find out about this anyway. You might as well be the one to tell them. I was speaking to some chiropractors once, and I told them, I said, look, you better tell your patients, because my team of distributors is going to tell your patients if you don't. You might as well be the one to profit from it. Sign up enough chiropractors and medical professionals and things that if you don't tell your friends and grandma and neighbor and coworker, they're going to tell them before you do. You're going to miss out. And if their word is going to, I never had the feeling like I do now that we're right at the brink of momentum. We're about to shoot up that timing curve like there's nobody's business. And you're going to look back and say, man, I missed it. I had a chance to do this and build a big. And I sat on my hands. I didn't, I waited for tomorrow and it went right past it. I love that the analogy's been given often about having to catch a surf wave. If you wait till that wave picks you up to start paddling, you're going to miss it every time. You got to paddle on that surfboard and paddle like crazy as soon as you see the wave. As that wave's catching up to you, you're paddling way before it gets there, and then you'll catch the wave and it'll take you to shore. But if you wait until that wave gets on top of you and then picks you up, you can't paddle hard enough. You can't paddle fast enough. And these incentive trips, I've gotten so much advice. There's nothing like sitting by the pool next to Jason Domingo or the Albertsons or, those people with David Brown and getting their advice when there's not a big crowd of people around, when there's not the pressure and everything else. They're just chatting. They're just telling you about how they built their business. And you learn about all the good and bad things that they went through in their business. Okay, and that's what Linda built our business on. We like to win things. We like to win trips, we like to travel and that. And we try to win all the incentive stuff because we didn't have access to elites. We didn't have a line that was in town. So the only way we got access to corporate and to the elites was to win on these trips and go and sit in the pool next to them and follow them around and talk to them and get to know them. And that's how a lot of them become our friends now. I'll tell you, it's funny, I had Brandy Cunningham call me the last 2 days in a row. I was like, 2 days in a row? I must be heading for Protandim, I guess. If I'm, there's so many good memories and good business building things that we've learned and gotten from being on these trips that it's way more than just a vacation. There's something that really builds your belief and everything in the company. And you can all do it, but you got to get started now. And I love your last point that you made, Gary, about by doing this work now and, just putting the blinders on and not having the distractions of the holidays and everything else. If you go in this trip and you end up a Pro 5 or a Pro 6 and do it now and create that momentum in your business, as January's hitting, because January is when it gets to be the most fun. That's when things build up fastest. And the people that get to work now and start building that momentum, when that starting gun goes off January 1st, you got a head start. Or you got a running start across that start line. And your business is going to grow faster, and you're going to pass people up in rank and go build this as fast as you can. Because I guarantee you, if you go 5 between now and January, it's really likely you could end up at 6 or even 7 by the end of the spring. In January 2010, we were at 33,000 in volume in Pro 5. We ended May over 100,000. And then we ended in December at over 200,000 after that. So now's the time to build it. Plenty of incentives, plenty of things happening to help you build it and go make it happen. And we're here to help you. All right, so let's get this rocking. Let's get this room with 500 people in it by Christmas time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We can do that. All right. You might have any questions? No? Yeah. No.
Did you hear anything more about the new marketing tools that are coming out?
they're coming out with more, I don't know, specifically, brochures and videos and things that are going to be a bit more concise stuff from the South. But, yeah, they're fun.
That'll be good.
Some of the videos, the presentation over at the Academy with Brownie, with the president going again and again and again, which is pretty compelling. Will those be released, or do you know if those will be coming out available?
Yeah, they're gonna make some of those available, and there's also things that will never be made available. Just gotta run through compliance and get all that stuff. We'll be able to do that. I'm quite sure that help with the vet. That was really powerful. That was good. And Dr. Fifi, she cracked me up. Got quite a bit of extensive credentials and everything that she's been involved with. And we're just talking about what a unique and awesome product we have. She did the Sprint's accent, was cracking jokes, and her nickname was Fifi, which I thought was hilarious. She's very funny, very entertaining. So the next Elite Academy, if you miss this one's going to be in Dallas. Okay, no excuses. It's going to be in January. It's going to be in Dallas. Start putting some money away now. Set a little bit aside so you can come to Dallas with us to the Elite Academy down there. So this is a powerful event. You never want to miss the one that's in January. And the convention's coming in April. And that'll be back out in Salt Lake City. So a couple of powerful events for those of you who win. Thanks for coming on. We had just a great time. It was a good weekend. Okay? So, yes, John.
There's going to be another presentation like this next week.
It's on Wednesday. I'll be on Wednesday night. Be back here. So use these presentations to build your business one-on-ones. And I'm in town next week. Let's see. If I'm in town, I will come. I'm not exactly sure who's presenting or what's happening yet, but we'll get that figured out. But if I'm here in town on Wednesday, I'll come. So I'll be here to help answer questions and support and do whatever I can. And let's get fired up. All right.
You went to the